So the next step in producing our buttons for our calculator is we're going to look at doing what's called a radial array. So we're going to create a circular pattern with a small button around our large button. Now you will notice that obviously when I've produced this, I've extruded these both at the same time. So when I go to do my radial array, it will try and select them both, but because we're not moving and we're actually using this big button as a central axis, we shouldn't physically see a difference. However, in hindsight, I'd probably should have went back and then extruded this button individually, like you should do in your PowerPoint. So to do the task, we're going to obviously start off by choosing the radial array tool. We're going to choose the feature as our small button, the rotation axis as our big button. We're going to have 6 copies going around 360 degrees, so the full way around our big button, and we're then going to apply a 1mm chamfer at the top as indicated. So jump back to Inventor, let's choose under the Pattern tool our radial array option. Let's choose our feature, the rotation axis being the big circle. 6 copies, 360 degrees. If you want more or less buttons, do that as you desire. Hit OK. Our buttons are now placed. We can then go in with our chamfer tool, change our size to 1mm, and begin to apply that chamfer to all the top edges of our buttons. Like so. Let's go back to our PowerPoint, look at slide 12. Which we're now looking at doing is putting our your emboss text onto your calculator. Now, for doing this again, this font could have been copy and pasted to get obviously the kind of preferred Casio font, but I'm just going to use the kind of basic one just to show you the process. So, we're going to start our 2D sketch and then input it to the top, select the text tool, and we're going to make potentially our text to a preset size. We are then going to emboss it to a depth of an extrude with 1mm. So in Inventor, we're going to start a 2D sketch, spin it around. We are going to then insert a text box, click and drag to draw a wee text box, all caps, Casio, that's Vasio, no Casio. Press OK. Quite happy with the font size. Now again, we can be pernickety if we want. Again, we can use what's called a sketch constraint. So we have got horizontal and vertical constraints. So if I click the horizontal one, what I should be able to do is this line, as we can see hopefully very faintly, appears up and down, so that's the correct one. Sometimes it may be the wrong one, but in this case it should be. So I'm going to click the centre of that rectangle, the centre of my writing, and that then snaps them perfectly together. Now to finish this off, I'm simply going to just emboss my next part. So when I've done with my sketch, I'm then going to go to my emboss tool at the top, select my font, choose the 1mm, keep it as the extrude option, press OK, and that should then emboss the writing above my design. Now that is pretty much the calculator all finished. Again, this says you can add some finishing touches by embossing or adding numbers to the buttons in the screen, colouring the calculator, then anything you want to kind of personalise it, just to kind of develop your skills that wee bit further. So maybe stop this video here and show you a wee bit of personalisation options in the next video.